Previously on the Presidential Universe mode. Whilst Joe will be competing for our new title tonight, Barack, I want you to go after Donald's $1 million one, seeing as you have a rematch clause. I'm assuming you were cleared by doctors, yes?
Actually, yeah, I was. It turns out I didn't receive any major injuries from my ambulance match with The Rock.
That's excellent to hear, Barack. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be live from Washington, D.C. as we bring you capital punishment. This will take place in Episode 5 of the Presidential Universe mode. What exactly is the concept of this new championship? Well, to put it frank, it's basically going to be our equivalent of a TV championship. You may have noticed that my fellow commentator, Bill Clinton, isn't here with me. That's because he's actually going to be competing tonight. He'll be taking on our current President, Joe Biden, for the title. And here comes that man right now.
What the hell?
What the hell is even that?
I just took you to Suplex City on the outside of the ring.
I've had sleeps that have hurt me more than that.
Take my presidential stunner and stay down this time.
Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen. Spirit has overcome physical superiority. Joe Biden defeats Buff Clinton.
Surprise you, presidential bitch. Allow me to introduce you to your first and last challenger for your $5 championship. That would be me, the greatest prime minister to have ever existed. Enjoy your sleep, Joe.
At capital punishment, it will be you challenging Joe Biden for the $5 championship.
Paul Heyman, The Rock should have known you wouldn't pick your damn phone up, you fat jabroni, because you know what The Rock is cooking. The Rock has a score to settle with Roman, for he is the reason The Rock can no longer call himself the final boss.
Ah, yes, welcome. I'm so glad you got word of my invitation from Bush. I figured it would be best not to contact you directly. Given the history I have with you, Obama and Donald.
You mean the history that involves you breaking into Obama's house, trying to tear apart our friendship just so you could gain full control of the channel? Is that the history you're talking about?
Well, from what I hear, the three of you are doing a better job at breaking the friendship apart than I ever could.
Is that what this is all about then? You just called me here to get under my skin ahead of our match at Capital Punishment?
Oh, come on, Joe, look at where I asked you to come. An ice cream parlor. This is simply me wanting to apologize to you for hitting you with the $5 title in the last Universe Mode episode. Had I known that it worked as an open challenge format, I would have simply just come to you and requested a match, rather than spending millions on a contract from Saul to guarantee I got that match.
Hello there, gentlemen. I have your orders here. We hope you enjoy.
Ah, yes, very good. Thank you very much.
Wow, as if you actually got me some ice cream. And my favorite flavor, too.
To be honest, Biden, it might as well be written as a commandment that your favorite flavor is chocolate chip.
Well, whatever. I guess I'm ready to listen to the reason for you calling me here then.
The reason I called you here, Joe, is to discuss an interesting proposal for our match. Now, tonight I hear you're actually going up against the Fat Orange himself in a champion versus champion match. Well, that match is actually a part of the proposal I have for you today.
And what would that proposal be?
My proposal is to add a stipulation to our match at Capital Punishment. The one who chooses that stipulation, well, that will be decided tonight. If you can somehow beat Trump, then I will allow you to pick our match's stipulation. If you lose, though, then that stipulation choice will go to me.
And what exactly is your angle here, Boris? Why would you not want our match to be a regular one-on-one?
To send a message to Donald, of course. Let's be fair here, Joe. Your body is rapidly decaying. There's no way you can actually be a fighting $5 champion at your age. I consider our match to be an easy victory for me. But it's about more than just winning. My end game here is getting my payback on Donald for booting me off the channel. And I'll accomplish that by beating you and earning a $1 million championship match by defending the $5 title multiple times successfully. But I want to make sure that message is clear. I don't just want to beat you, I want to destroy you. That should send the message quite clearly to Donald, that I am indeed coming for him.
The slight pause needed for that weird end to your statement aside. There's a few flaws in your plan that I would like to correct for you.
And what would those be, Mr. President?
The first being you won't even get a $1 million title shot against Donald in the first place, because I guarantee that Obama will be taking the gold away from him. The second being that you won't even become the $5 champion, because I'm going to beat you. And the third being that you won't even get to pick the stipulation for our match anyway, because I guarantee I'm going to beat Donald's ass tonight. Meaning the right to choose the stipulation will go to me.
I haven't heard you be this confident, Joe, since you were wiping Obama's ass as his VP.
I guess you didn't see my reaction to Donald being confirmed as a federal criminal last month then.
I'm sure that would have been funny to see. Just like it's funny that you think anything you said is going to happen. Obama will still have a near broken back from his ambulance match with The Rock. And given how old you are, There's no way you're going to beat Donald, let alone me.
First of all, I'm literally only 4 years younger than him. Second of all, you say I'm too old to be a champion? Have you seen how fat you are? I wouldn't be surprised if I make 100 years old before you end up having a heart attack.
And just like that, it seems I've lit a fire inside you. I assume you'll be accepting my proposal then.
You bet your fat ass I will.
Then it's decided. The result of your match with Donald tonight will determine the fate of our showdown at Capital Punishment. The beginning of my revenge tour is at hand.
Not a chance, Boris. Not a goddamn chance.
Howdy, folks. Former President George W. Bush is here once again, and I welcome you back to the Presidential Universe mode. Joining me on the commentary desk once again is my good friend and fellow former president. He is Buff Clinton.
Wait, what?
Sorry, I mean Bill Clinton.
Why did you say Buff instead of Bill?
Bill. Do you not remember anything that happened last week?
Now that you mention it, I actually don't remember a damn thing. Honestly, I feel like I've just come off a major concussion. The same kind that Undertaker received during his streak-losing match to Brock Lesnar. Cause I literally can't remember anything.
I guess that Jordan guy must have erased all memories of Buff Clinton from Bill's mind. Just as well, because Buff was absolutely terrifying. How the hell Biden defeated him, I have no idea.
You good over there, Bush?
Huh? Oh yeah, sorry, Bill, I was just lost in thought. Anyway, how about we get on with some good old wrestling? This is the last show before our Capital Punishment event, ladies and gentlemen. And I can't think of a better way to bulldoze our way there than with a champion versus champion match here tonight, as the $1 million champion Donald Trump battles the $5 champion Joe Biden.
I'm sorry, Bush, but I think that concussion has done more damage to me than I thought. Remind me, isn't there some beef between these two?
You said it, Bill. Ever since he won the $1 million title, Donald's ego has gone up 1,000 levels. It's gotten so bad that the impending jail time that Fat Orange now faces isn't even fazing him. I can't have that level of ego as my top champion, which is why Barack is getting his much deserved rematch for the gold at Capital Punishment. But not before Joe gets a little bit of payback on Trump tonight for all the disrespect he's shown towards our current president and Obama.
Sounds like a quality recipe for fight night then. Let's get into it.
Fight night is definitely the right term here, Bill. I'm sure both Joe and Donald are going to do whatever it takes to beat each other down here tonight. You got to think as well that whoever wins this match will have some massive momentum heading into their match at Capital Punishment.
Speaking of matches, I do know it was me who faced Biden last week for the $5 championship. How did I do? I mean, it mustn't have been great if I can't remember anything.
Let's just say for your sake and mine, Bill, I don't want you stepping foot in that ring for the foreseeable future.
Or until a better version of Mr. Clinton can be found in the community creation.
Jesus Christ, can you not scare me like that, please?
But I didn't do anything.
Apologies, Bush. Scaring you was not my intention. I will now leave the confinements of your mind.
George, what is going on with you today?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you. And here comes our $1 million champion. And I'll be honest, Bill, after the way he's been treating his friends since he won the gold, I hope his reign comes to an end at Capital Punishment.
George, you're the general manager of the show. You can't be choosing favorites here. You have to be an unbiased figure.
I'm sorry, Bill, but that's just not possible. If Donald had earned that title in the first place, then perhaps I'd agree with you. But he paid for that title opportunity against The Rock. As far as I'm concerned, he didn't win anything.
But I thought you were fine with Donald paying to win.
He's a damn man-child who has been fed with a golden spoon, Bill. So yeah, maybe I used to be fine with it. Only because I didn't want The Rock messing up the show. But now I'm having second thoughts.
I've been looking forward to kicking your ass, Donald.
I'm surprised you even remembered we were having a match in the first place, Sleepy Joe. It's time to put your $5 title ass in its place.
Okay, for the sake of commentary, I will do my best to put my bias aside. Who do you think has the best chance of winning going into this?
The two men both have a critical negative each in terms of physicality. So I'd say it comes down to whichever negative makes its presence known first.
And what would those two negatives be?
Either Joe's incredibly old bones finally turning to dust like it's the Thanos snap, or Donald suffering a heart attack due to him being an obese orange.
Nice try there, Trump. I'll give you credit. I've never seen you run that fast before.
That's because you don't see anything these days, due to the fact that you've booked yourself into a lifetime stay at Dreamland Hotels. Anyway, that's enough from you, Joe. It's time for the $1 million champion to take charge.
Ah, yes, classic Donald. Going about things the cheap way by using the environment around him to cause damage to Joe.
I really don't want to be that guy, Bush. But what you just said is a massive contradiction considering how Donald paid millions just to get his title match in the first place.
Yeah, I got you, Bill. Sorry, that's my bias coming out again.
No harm done. Just remember, though, as the general manager, it is important you remain as neutral as you can. For the sake of business, of course.
You're not beating me that easily, you fat orange.
Get your disgusting, bony hands off me.
Donald rolling up Joe for a pin. And an easy kick out from our current president.
Color me impressed. We're a couple minutes into the match and Joe's bones are still intact.
Don't underestimate Biden. I think that's the biggest lesson to take from our Universe Mode series. Despite being 80 years old, he fights like he's 50 years younger. And that's why he's a champion.
Jesus. Is he even going to remember he's a champion after that? His head bounced off the ground like it's Concussion City.
I know I said I was going to try and keep my bias in me, but that was a dirty move from Donald. Exiting the ring to gain momentum back before planting Joe's body straight down with the military press slam.
Oh, I agree it was a scummy move, but it was also smart. Donald knows his obese weight stops him from pulling out any life-threatening spectacle moves to hit Joe with. So he's looking to play the game the dirty way.
I hope that broke your damn spine, you failed example of a president.
You talk too much.
Oh, damn the presidential stunner from out of nowhere. Damn it, he kicked out.
Bush, what did I just say?
I'm sorry. I guess Donald has kind of settled rent-free in my head. Either that or this is just the after effects of Jordan entering my mind.
Who the hell is Jordan?
Oh, for Christ's sake, he's going to fail this, isn't he?
As if I was going to allow you, of all people, to hit a top rope move on me.
Yeah, I'm guessing Joe not hitting a top rope dive is going to be a side plot during the series.
Credit where credit is due, I guess. That was a mighty fine spine buster.
If that didn't shatter Joe's spine, then I'm just going to assume that his bones are so old that they can't be removed. Kind of like when you get these super old buildings that you're not allowed to tear down because of their age.
What's Donald thinking here?
Here it comes! There we go! Clothesline from hell!
Are you kidding me?
I told you, Bill. Joe is more resilient than he looks.
Well, excuse me. The 80-year-old man literally had his head taken off.
So a spine buster didn't shatter you? Fine. We'll just go a step further. I'm going to hit you with my superplex. My superplex is the greatest superplex in the world.
I'm not out of it yet, Trump. I promised I was going to kick your ass.
80-year-old fruit shouldn't be this resilient.
You fat orange.
You're a walking corpse.
At least my hair is natural.
Naturally balding, you mean.
You're a damn criminal.
So are you. You just haven't been convicted yet.
The hostility is strong with this one.
Even without their current fallout happening. Their history of facing each other in the election definitely adds to the hatred being shown here.
Careful, Joe. You're going to break your ankles running that fast.
And boom, Joe hits the presidential elbow. What are you doing, Joe? Pin him.
So much for staying neutral. But it looks like Joe has used everything he has in the tank, to the point where he doesn't even have the energy to pin that fat orange. Either that or his bones really have turned to dust.
Unbelievable.
And because Joe couldn't get into the pin quick enough, Donald had enough time to kick out.
I can't believe this.
Believe it, Joe. Do you not remember my cash in on The Rock? I was able to beat him due to my perfect body being thick enough to withstand his hits. Just like it's done with your pathetic attempts to keep me down. Now take this, you old fart. The end of election.
And it's the $1 million champion that takes the victory tonight. A very good performance from both men. But it's the tan fatso with his $1 million loan that gets the victory here tonight. George, your thoughts?
Bias aside, it was a very hard-fought match between the two. Honestly, though, after that ending, I do kind of worry for Joe with his match against Boris at Capital Punishment. As for Donald versus Barack, well, you should know my stance by now, but I have a feeling it's going to be another hard-hitting encounter. Oh, wait a minute. It's Barack.
Turn around, you fat orange.
What the hell, Barack? You scared me.
I promise you, Donald. That title is coming back home with me at Capital Punishment.
The only thing that's going to happen is the same thing that's going to occur at the elections this year, the Donald winning once again.
All right, so Boris, you've asked for some interview time here. I'm assuming you're going to be announcing your stipulation of choice for your match against Joe at Capital Punishment.
That is correct. The best way I can think of sending a message to Donald is by truly putting that old skeleton down for good. And what better way to do that than literally putting him in his damn coffin? That's right, Joe. Our match for the $5 championship will indeed be a casket match. You might as well just hand the title over to me like it's a party bag already, Joe.
That's enough out of your jabroni mouth.
Wait, what the hell?
and your fat candy ass better stay down over there whilst The Rock is talking. Now, everyone listen up. That jabroni ass looking tribal chief, my cousin Roman Reigns, decided to keep his balls over in Samoa instead of facing The Rock head on, just like The Rock demanded he do. Well, The Rock isn't going to stand for it. So you listen, and you listen good, Roman. The Rock will indeed be a capital punishment, and he will be waiting for your candy ass to face me in that ring. It's time for the final boss to take his stand as the true head of the table. And if your pathetic ass has anything to say about it, then The Rock will be waiting for you, waiting to slam your candy ass into the canvas, and that is what The Rock is cooking.